If AI is making your music sound generic, it's not the AI, it's your system.
Before we jump in, if this video helps you, hit like, subscribe for more producer content, and share this with someone who needs it.
Most producers right now are using AI like a magic button. You basically type a prompt, export the track, and post it, and then wonder why it sounds mid the way it does. Fact is, there's only two ways that you can use AI right now and beyond in your music production, and most people use neither. And that's the real problem. And it's a tool that should amplify what you bring to it. Here's a fact. If your taste is average, AI multiplies average. If your direction is strong, then AI multiplies strong. A true producer will never just generate. They basically develop. So let's break down what using AI correctly actually looks like. Now, there's three main mistakes with AI. Mistake number one is prompt-only thinking. You write a prompt, you get the results, and then you post that. And that's not production. That's actually rolling the dice. A true producer will basically iterate. It will refine that, and then it will reshape the actual sound. AI is basically the starting point and not the finished product. Mistake number two is that there's no refinement process. This is where most people fall apart. They don't bring the idea to the DAW. They don't adjust any chords. They don't adjust any drums. They don't basically humanize anything. They leave the sketch as a painting, words that you can live by. AI gives you clay, but your DAW is where you sculpt your art. Then mistake number three is that there is no human direction. AI simply generates sound. It cannot generate identity. It doesn't know your emotional arc. It doesn't know any dynamic tension, and it for sure doesn't know your signature rhythm. That part, my dear, is on you. If there's no human direction, it's gonna always sound generic. Now, so let's talk about two professional ways that we can use AI. And how we're going to break this down is into systems. So basically, system one is AI first, human refines it. Now, this is what most people try to do, but they do it incorrectly. Here's how it's actually done when it's done right. Step one, you basically generate a concept. Now, in my world, I may use Suno, or I may use some kind of AI tool that creates harmonic ideas or a melodic direction or a vibe concept. But I don't stop there. So step two, and this one is the power move. I extract the stems in MIDI. So whether if there's chords, melodies, drums, I extract them from the actual sound and bring them to the DAW. Then from there, I can actually add inversions. I can tighten the voices or fix the tension from there. Step four, I replace the drums all the way through. I cannot think of a time where the AI drums was my final drums. I'm going to redesign the groove. I'm going to adjust the swing. I'm going to add some kind of humanized velocity to it. And then step five, I'm going to add my own structure. One thing AI does not understand is emotional pacing. And so I don't want it doing that for me. So I build tension manually. I'm going to add my own drops. I'm going to remove elements. I'm going to create dynamic in my music. And then from there, it's no longer an AI track. It's my track. AI just sparked the idea. My taste is what actually makes the music at that point. AI will give me like some kind of momentum, but I'm going to give it my own identity. And that is system one. Now, system two is going to be human foundation and AI enhances it. This is what I'm doing 80% of the time, simply because I like the creative process. So basically, I build a foundation first. I add my own chords, my drums, my bass line, the basic core emotion of whatever it is that I'm creating. I can lock in my key and the energy of what I'm working on. Then I add AI very strategically, not to actually lead my track, but to enhance what I'm already doing. Now from here, I may generate some ambient textures, background vocals, like any kind of atmosphere, counter melodies, transitional elements, or some kind of hook or something like that. Now I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. I want you to hear what I started with and how I end it and how it all kind of blends together. All right, and so for this example, this is a track that I started on. I had these 3 sounds. I had this one first here. I had that, and then I had this one. And I had this bass. So I went to Suno, I think it was, and I generated this percussion. That's where that started from. I had this bass here. Very simple. That's all I had at that point in time. That it did that in Suno Studio. And from there, I went ahead and added machine. I went back to machine, added this part. Just very simple. And as you can see, I had arcade here when I added the arcade. That's it. And then I added this little part here. It's just a second part to this original part here. So it's the exact same thing. I just found the actual keys that it was working on. And then from there, I went ahead and created this part here. And I think this is pretty much how it all went down. Once we got here. And I'll take the vocals out here. So basically. So then I came over here to Suno Studio and I just did some and I just came up with that rhythm, but then I end up going back writing some stuff to it that I was just feeling in the moment, and it came out like hey. So I heard that part of it. That part of it took me. So I basically took the vocals away from it and added it here. And I came up with this.
Here we go now, sitting here packing, trying to figure out how I can find my backing. Grinding at the mug, my guy got chapters. He's in the floods, I'm shitting my flappers. We done flew way about everything you.
Right? And then I end up going back and generating a hook.
Let's get going. Heavy rain down. Give me the strength to get up and go.
So as you can see, AI did not create my identity to the track. It basically enhanced what I already had. And so in basic terms, AI is either the spark or the seasoning, whichever one you're going to use it for. But it should never replace the foundation of what you have. And this is where the mindset shift comes in. AI is not here to replace real, true producers. It's basically here to compress time. It speeds up the ideas, it expands creative options, and it could give you new angles, but it will not replace your taste, your direction, your emotional intelligence, and your decision making. The producers who win in this era won't be the best prompters. They're going to be the ones with the best system. So in both workflows, I'm going to be using different AI tools to come to one common ground. And then I'm going to use it for whatever I don't want to use it for and add to it or take away from it. Now I'm going to have all the tools that I use and links in the description. You can check any one of them out. Everyone fits you best. Some of them are affiliate, some of them are not, because I use all kind of different tools. But remember, the tool isn't the advancement. Your structure is. So if you really want to stop chasing prompts and actually build a repeatable AI production system, that's what I focus on inside my community. Not hacks or not any kind of trends, just a system. Because once you understand when to let AI lead or when to let AI support, you basically stop sounding generic and start sounding intentional. And that's the difference. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, go join the school community where we deep dive into more of this. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.